Hi there, welcome to my views and news. Continuing our coverage of Ethiopia Somalia tensions. Three announcements I have from Somalia about its relations with Ethiopia, about its standoff against Ethiopia over the controversial MOU the two signed, Ethiopia and Somaliland, in January this year. Somalia's foreign minister has made three announcements through his recent talks. Firstly, we know that on Tuesday, talks are due to be held between Ethiopia and Somalia under the auspices of Turkey. This is third round of talks between the two sides. Their earlier two rounds of talks collapsed. No progress could be achieved. No breakthrough could be achieved. Third round is due to be held on the 17th of September in Ankara. Will the two sides join the talks or not? Keeping in view heated statements from the two sides in recent weeks. So there are still questions about the likelihood of these talks. Will the talks happen or not? It seems that Somalia will attend Tuesday's talks reportedly. Reportedly, though no official confirmation, no statement, but according to some ministers, especially foreign minister, Somalia wants to give a last chance to dialogue. That is why it will join the talks, which Somalia calls indirect talks, with Ethiopia in Ankara on the 17th of September. Somalia's ministers have been heard saying that after this round of talks, they won't hold any talks. This is last chance for a peaceful solution to the conflict. Will Ethiopia join the talks? I don't think Ethiopia will boycott because Ethiopia called for dialogue. According to Somalia, it was Ethiopia which asked Turkey to mediate in this conflict. Since talks are being held at the request of Ethiopia, that is why Ethiopia won't boycott, it seems. But let's see. So far, we have not heard about departure of Ethiopian or Somali delegations to Ankara. We'll have to wait. If talks do not happen, it would be unfortunate. Talks should happen. The two sides should sit at the table. Somalia made some alternative offers to Ethiopia. It offered Hobyo port to Ethiopia reportedly. But after two rounds of talks, Somalia's president was heard saying that Ethiopia was not ready to withdraw from the MOU with Somaliland. Let's see what happens on Tuesday. Secondly, according to Somalia's foreign minister, all Ethiopian troops will have to leave Somalia by the end of this year. Nothing new. This is what Ahmed Muallam Fiki, others have been saying for months. But an addition to it is that now the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Somalia says that if any troops are found in Somalia after 2024, they'll be treated as occupiers and action will be taken accordingly. What does it mean? It means Somalia is saying that it will not tolerate Ethiopian military presence in Somalia after December 2024. And if Ethiopian troops are found here, Somalia will take action. It will take military action. Military action by its military or with the support of its allies. That is why Hamza Abdi Bare visited Southwest State 2 days ago. He tried to convince a Southwest State president to agree to federal government's proposal to push Ethiopian troops out of Somalia by the end of this year. Southwest State, Gaido and Gaido Jubaland, Heran, Gulmudug are three regional states where Ethiopian troops could remain deployed after December 2024 too. If these states don't push Ethiopian troops out of their regional states, what will federal government do? Will it launch operation by federal forces to push Ethiopian troops out of Somalia's territories? Let's see. But this is what has been announced by Somalia's foreign minister. Thirdly, according to the foreign minister, an attempt was made recently by Ethiopia for a direct face-to-face meeting between Hassan Sheikh, the president of Somalia, and Ethiopian PM Abiy. But the president of Somalia refused to meet with Ethiopian Prime Minister. When was this attempt made? Because we know that since January, Ethiopia has been trying to contact Somalia. Ethiopian PM has been trying to talk to Somalia's president Hassan Sheikh. The two could not hold any discussion by phone. The two could not meet directly because Somalia refused to talk to Ethiopia directly, saying that Ethiopia must withdraw from the MOU before any direct engagement. Even when Hassan Sheikh came to Ethiopia a few months ago, even back then, no direct meeting was held. Then Ethiopia tried to involve African leaders like William Ruto, like Djibouti's President Ismail Omar. Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni was also involved to mediate, to facilitate a direct meeting between Ethiopian PM and Somalia's president, but the meeting could not be held. I think that maybe in China, the two Ethiopian PM tried to contact for a direct meeting with Somalia's president. Some sources did report when the two leaders were in China to attend China-Africa summit that Ethiopia tried to arrange a one-on-one meeting with Somalia's president, but he refused. Somalia's president is not ready to hold direct meeting with Abiy. Why? Because it would be a political suicide for him. If he meets with the Ethiopian PM Abiy, he will be painted as pro-Ethiopia, as Ethiopia proxy by his critics, by Al-Shabaab. That is why no matter what happens, he won't hold any direct meeting with Ethiopian PM. The two sides have held meetings on delegation level, on foreign ministry delegation level, talks held in Turkey. Even those were indirect talks, according to Somalia. The foreign minister of Turkey held separate meetings with Ethiopian and Somalia's delegations there in Ankara. No direct meeting was held there reportedly, though I have been saying that at least delegations should hold direct talks. There is no point in going to Ankara all the way from Ethiopia and Somalia and no direct talks are held. I mean, if there are no talks, then no talks. If there are talks, talks should be direct. Just for appeasing the people or just to protect himself from public criticism, Somalia's government does not want to involve in direct talks with Ethiopia. But talks are being held, though indirect. Delegations have to go to Turkey. So whether they talk through Turkey or directly, it does not matter. Talks are being held. But no meeting between Hassan Sheikh and Ethiopian PM reportedly. So Ethiopian efforts for a direct meeting with Hassan Sheikh, Somalia's president, failed recently. Several times Ethiopia has tried. So far, no direct meeting Somalia agreed on. Thank you for watching.